Welcome to our college briefing program. Today, we have some thrilling updates from the world of college sports and beyond. First up, Alabama's basketball team faced a tough defeat against Duke in the East Region Final, ending their NCAA Tournament journey and leaving their fans heartbroken. Star guard Mark Sears struggled to find his rhythm, and Duke's strong defense proved too much to handle. In other news, Southern California's women's basketball team showcased their resilience by defeating Kansas State 67-61 despite missing their star player, JuJu Watkins. Kennedy Smith stepped up to lead the Trojans, and they are now gearing up for a rematch against UConn in the Elite Eight, promising an exciting showdown ahead. Lastly, protests have erupted outside Tesla showrooms against Elon Musk's controversial leadership decisions. Demonstrators are voicing their concerns about job cuts and agency closures, with some protests turning violent. Musk, however, remains optimistic about Tesla's future. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Associated Press reports that Mark Sears, the standout guard for Alabama, faced a tough night against Duke in the East Region Final of the NCAA Tournament. After a record-breaking performance of 10 three-pointers just 2 nights earlier, Sears found himself struggling, shooting only 2 for 12 from the field and scoring a mere 6 points. Alabama, known for its explosive offense, could not find its rhythm, making only 8 three-pointers compared to their previous record of 25. The Crimson Tide, who had been on a high after their Sweet 16 victory, fell flat in this crucial game, losing 85-65 and ending their hopes of returning to the Final Four. In a display of defensive prowess, Duke managed to neutralize Alabama's offensive threats, including Sears. Despite a rough shooting night for their star player, Cooper Flagg, who scored 16 points on 6 of 16 shooting, Duke's overall performance was impressive, with Con Newpel leading the scoring with 21 points. The Blue Devils shot 53.6% from the floor and effectively shut down Alabama's perimeter game, forcing them into their second lowest scoring game of the season. Duke's strategy of switching defensively and maintaining pressure on Alabama's key players paid off, allowing them to secure their place in the Final Four for the 18th time in program history. The defeat was particularly disappointing for Alabama, who had high hopes after their previous success in the tournament. Coach Nate Oates had transformed the program into a national contender, leading them to their first Final Four last season. This year, however, they faced elimination earlier than expected, failing to reach 70 points for only the second time all season. The loss also meant that the SEC would not have multiple teams represented in the Final Four, a rare occurrence given the conference's strength. Nonetheless, there was a silver lining for Alabama fans, as the women's wheelchair basketball team celebrated their 5th consecutive national championship earlier that night. Associated Press reports that USC's women's basketball team showcased remarkable resilience in their Sweet 16 matchup against Kansas State, overcoming the absence of star player JuJu Watkins due to a torn ACL. Kennedy Smith stepped up, scoring 19 points, while fellow freshman Avery Howell contributed 18 points. The Trojans built an early lead but faced a determined Kansas State squad that tied the game in the fourth quarter. However, USC managed to maintain composure and secure a 67-61 victory, advancing to the Elite Eight. The team wore shirts honoring Watkins and displayed her bobblehead on the sidelines, embodying their commitment to play for their injured star as they aim for a national title. Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights the growing discontent surrounding Elon Musk's leadership of the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Protests erupted across the US and Europe, targeting Tesla dealerships as demonstrators voiced their opposition to Musk's influence in government and his efforts to cut spending. Rallies drew crowds ranging from dozens to hundreds, with some protesters expressing fears of a fascist state. While some acts of vandalism were reported, Musk remained unfazed, assuring workers of Tesla's bright future despite the backlash and declining sales. Analysts noted that this period is critical for Musk as he navigates the challenges posed by public sentiment and the impact on Tesla's brand. Australian Broadcasting Corporation also delves into the complexities of maintaining timber bridges in Australia, which have a rich historical significance yet face numerous challenges. Despite a substantial number being in disrepair, recent government investments have aimed at addressing these issues. Engineers emphasize the charm and environmental benefits of timber bridges, advocating for their continued use with proper maintenance. The Sunshine Coast Council's initiative to replace a wooden bridge with a like-for-like design demonstrates a commitment to preserving local aesthetics and sustainability. Experts note that with careful design and maintenance, timber bridges can last up to a century, proving their worth as a viable option in modern infrastructure. South China Morning Post reports on the extraordinary living situation of an 18-year-old woman, Yang, from Hubei province, who is forced to pay just $7 a month to live in a toilet at her workplace due to the exorbitant rental prices in Zhuzhou, Hunan province. Earning a modest salary of 2,700 yuan, well below the city's average, Yang found herself unable to afford conventional housing. She has creatively converted the cramped 6-square-meter space, which contains 2 squat toilets and a sink, into a makeshift home complete with a folding bed and a small cooking area. Despite the unusual circumstances, Yang maintains her living space with pride, ensuring it remains clean and safe, and has garnered a following on social media for her resilience and determination to succeed despite her challenging background and family dynamics. Associated Press shares the thrilling story of Walter Clayton Jr., who led the Florida Gators to a stunning comeback victory over Texas Tech in the NCAA Tournament, securing their place in the Final Four. Trailing by 9 points with less than 3 minutes left, Clayton's 2 pivotal three-pointers turned the tide, helping the Gators clinch an 84-79 win. With a remarkable performance that included scoring 30 points, Clayton's efforts were instrumental in overcoming the Red Raiders, who had previously demonstrated their own comeback prowess in earlier rounds. As the Gators celebrated their first Final Four appearance since 2014, Coach Todd Golden's emotional response highlighted the significance of the moment, marking a triumphant return to the Bay Area where he began his coaching career. The Sydney Morning Herald delves into the controversy surrounding President Trump's recent executive order impacting federally funded museums, which critics argue threatens the portrayal of diverse American histories. The order specifically targets the Smithsonian Institution and aims to eliminate what Trump deems improper ideology, raising concerns among historians and citizens about the implications for cultural representation. The move has sparked a national dialogue about patriotism and the importance of acknowledging all facets of American history, particularly regarding race and systemic inequities. Scholars and museum officials express alarm over the potential erasure of crucial narratives, while some supporters of the order argue it will foster a more unified national story. The tension between differing visions of American identity continues to fuel debate across the country. BBC reports on the growing concerns surrounding the health implications of braids, a popular hairstyle among Black women. Traditionally seen as a convenient and protective style, recent research by Consumer Reports has revealed that many synthetic braiding products contain harmful chemicals, including carcinogens and lead. This revelation has sparked a significant conversation within the community, as many women, like Rochelle, express their surprise and concern that a style meant to protect hair could actually pose health risks. Despite the findings, salons like José's Professional Braiding Studio continue to thrive, with clients still eager to embrace the cultural significance of braiding while some, like Kellyanne, are actively seeking safer alternatives. The Associated Press highlights a troubling incident involving a University of Minnesota graduate student who was detained by U.S. immigration authorities. The university's leadership expressed their deep concern over the situation, emphasizing their commitment to providing legal aid and support to the affected student. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has also reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for clarity, underlining the importance of the university as an international hub for education. This incident has raised alarms about the treatment of international students and the need for transparency in immigration enforcement. In another story from the Associated Press, Paige Bueckers delivered a stunning performance in the NCAA Tournament, scoring a career-high 40 points to lead UConn to an impressive victory over Oklahoma, securing their spot in the Elite Eight. Bueckers' explosive second half helped turn the tide for the Huskies after they entered halftime trailing. Her remarkable skills on the court not only solidified her place as a top contender for the upcoming WNBA draft but also showcased the resilience of UConn, a team with a storied history in women's basketball. As Bueckers continues to recover from past injuries, her standout performance reignites hopes for the Huskies to reclaim their championship title. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that the Hawthorn Hawks have solidified their status as the team to beat in the AFL after a thrilling 2-goal victory over Greater Western Sydney. Played under challenging conditions at the University of Tasmania Stadium, the Hawks showcased their tactical prowess, with standout performances from players like Will Day and Nick Watson. Despite the Giants' strong start, the Hawks adjusted their strategy in the second half, effectively stifling the Giants' momentum and securing their 4th consecutive win. The match not only highlighted the Hawks' defensive strength but also set the stage for a potential rematch in the finals, given the competitive nature of both teams. In NCAA basketball, the Associated Press highlights the impending clash between the elite defenses of number 1 seed Houston and number 2 seed Tennessee in the Midwest Region Final. Both teams are known for their defensive capabilities, with Houston allowing the lowest points per game in the nation, while Tennessee ranks among the top in scoring and field goal defense. Coaches Kelvin Sampson and Rick Barnes emphasize the importance of defensive strategy, with standout players like Joseph Tugler and Zakai Ziegler expected to play pivotal roles. This matchup not only promises a battle of wills on the court but also carries significant implications for both programs, as they aim for a coveted spot in the Final Four. The Toronto Star covers the uncertainty surrounding Notre Dame guard Olivia Miles as she weighs her options between entering the WNBA draft and returning for her final college season. Following a tough loss to TCU, Miles expressed her indecision, acknowledging the pressure of the impending draft deadline. Despite a challenging season marred by injuries, she has excelled, averaging impressive stats and positioning herself as a projected lottery pick. Miles's love for college basketball complicates her decision, as she reflects on her growth and the transition to professional play. Ultimately, she remains confident in her ability to make the right choice, regardless of the path she takes. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6JuJu team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6JuJu Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6JuJu team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6JuJu Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6jubrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6JuJu Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales in modern times, mountains high and river rhymes. Culture rich in every town, golden dropping never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through every word, China's story always heard. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through